The number 3 in Chinese culture is considered a lucky number. It represents 3 stages in life: birth, marriage, and death. Outside of the Chinese culture and into the cinema world, the number 3 represents a trilogy, a third entry into a franchise. For most people, a third entry into a franchise can mean the least favorite in the trilogy, as most sequels can go astray from the original formula. But sometimes a third installment can pay off, putting a satisfying ending into a trilogy.
Makes you think, doesn't it?
Tetsuo The Iron Man by Shinya Tsukamoto is a unique film. It's weird, entertaining, shocking, and it's a visual masterpiece in my opinion. The second entry into the Tetsuo trilogy, titled Tetsuo Body Hammer, kinda has the same formula as the original. Well, kinda. It's a decent film and it's written well, but I personally thought Tetsuo Body Hammer was just a straightforward, enjoyable movie, nothing more. Actually, it's a pretty tripped out film. In 2009, the third entry into the Tetsuo trilogy, titled Tetsuo Bullet Man, was released. For a third installment, it's been some time, 18 years in fact, so let's waste no time and get into the review of Tetsuo The Bullet Man. Tetsuo The Bullet Man starts off with our protagonist, who is once again a salaryman and goes by the name of Anthony. Anthony lives in Japan with his wife and son. Things are looking pretty good for Anthony and his family, up until Anthony's son is killed in a deliberate hit and run. Distraught from the homicide, Anthony's wife wants revenge on their son's killer, but those plans go astray as Anthony is killed in a home invasion, but that's okay because Anthony's flesh turns into metal. And from this point on, Anthony starts to transform. Not like that. No, not like that either. Like this. Anthony's having a hard time working out what is happening to him, but Anthony's son's killer knows all about Anthony and what is actually happening to him. Tetsuo Bullet Man runs for 78 minutes, and the story for the film is just okay, but Tetsuo films are more on the visual side than the storytelling. There is a backstory on Shinya's character which is a little bit interesting, but it just felt like there was no effort put into the idea of Anthony's son. It felt reused. In Tetsuo Body Hammer, the salaryman kills his son, and in Tetsuo Bullet Man, Anthony's son is killed.
Your son was just murdered!
I'm sure there are more subtle ways to upset a man.
I'd like some breakfast. We stopped serving breakfast. Well, hey, I'm really sorry too. Get a gun!
One thing that you may notice about Tetsuo Bullet Man is it's filmed in Japan once again, but the cast isn't all Japanese like in the previous Tetsuo movies.
Coward! What kind of man are you? Your son is murdered.
I thought that this was such a weird choice, as it just made Tetsuo Bullet Man feel like an American version of a Japanese product.
Talk to me, Dad. What's this about?
Speaking of the acting, I personally thought the acting throughout Bullet Man was, it's pretty bad.
Who in the hell are you?
That is up until Shinya's character shows up, and I gotta say that he is one of the best things going for Tetsuo Bullet Man. Shinya's performance makes Tetsuo Bullet Man way more enjoyable when he's on screen. When Shinya's not on screen, when Shinya is on screen. See the difference? In the previous Tetsuo films, I really enjoyed the cinematography and the stop motion. Some of the scenes in Bullet Man looked really good, like this scene with Shinya, and some of the scenes were just so off-putting with the camera work. It felt so intense to sit through. Bullet Man is quite a loud film. Maybe this was filmed when jump scares were prevalent in films, who knows, but being that Tetsuo films are classified as body horror, the jump scares in Bullet Man felt out of place. In the previous Tetsuo films, they had a low budget look to them, and Bullet Man has a dark gritty look throughout the film. ISHIKAWA does the soundtrack for this third installment, and she really matches the look for the film on the soundtrack. The soundtrack for Bullet Man is 17 tracks long, but this time around we have Trent REZNOR from 9 Inch Nails who did the theme for Bullet Man. You will have to wait up until the end of the film to listen to this track, but it's well worth it. The special effects and transformation in the previous Tetsuo films are really eye-popping and impressive, but the transformation in Bullet Man just looks a little bit weird. They do use practical effects, which I did enjoy, but during the end of the film, I can't tell if they use practical effects cause the transformation looked that good. This would be my favorite scene in Tetsuo Bullet Man. Anthony's rage gets out of control and is provoked by Shinya's character. This scene did leave me with my mouth hanging open as Anthony's transformation looks insane. In my opinion, a trilogy for a franchise is totally up to you if you want to go down the rabbit hole and watch them all. For example, I love the movie First Blood, but I've never seen part 2 or part 3 or even part 4. First Blood was enough for me and I'm happy with my choice. That saying, I would have done the same with Tetsuo The Iron Man if it wasn't for this split Blu-ray with Body Hammer on it. But it was fun to go down the Tetsuo rabbit hole, as the trilogy were some of the most unique and creative films that I've seen in a while. Tetsuo Bullet Man is a hard movie to recommend. The ending of the film is decent and it finishes off the trilogy in a weird way, well, if it is really finished off. The only downfall for Bullet Man is it's hard to find and it's a bit expensive to recommend as it's just an okay film. But if you've liked what you heard about Tetsuo Bullet Man, then check it out. Hopefully this review of Tetsuo Bullet Man has made you aware of this trilogy and of Shinya Tsukamoto, as Tetsuo The Iron Man is a favourite film of mine. Maybe one day I'll check out the second Rambo film. Later dudes.